Hello folks, and welcome back to SnowRunner Hardcore version. So we are currently in Big Salmon Peak, and I have a lot of missions to take care of. So let's see what we're going to do next. I have the main block, which requires 6 bricks. So I've got brick framing all over the place. 2, that's 4. And okay, make sure this thing's down. Okay, so there's 6 right there. Actually, see 8. Then we need concrete slabs, and I'm going to have to get that at the concrete plant. 4 metal beams, and 3 small pipes, and then 2 cabins. And they all go to loading zone number 1. Imagine that. Alright, so let's get some trucks out here. I've got all my trucks put up because I was actually here a little bit ago helping somebody on their stream. And I jumped in, got some of these trucks back to the garage and jumped in and helped them for a little bit, which is why I'm a little bit late today. I didn't want here because I was doing a mission and I didn't want to get out until I completed the mission. And I was doing it under this playthrough because it's a way for me to earn some money so I can buy back some of the trucks that are missing. Because it gets kind of boring to keep running all of the timed events over and over and over again. It's better to get out there and help somebody else, and you share in the points that they earn. Alright, so we're heading out this way, and I'm going to pick up some bricks. And it would help if I actually brought the mission up. So let's start tracking it. And I have bricks here. So we're going to run over here. And then I'm going to run up here after I deliver these. And then probably I'll take a truck over to way up here and take care of this, because I think there's another mission, tools for the warehouse, that I can do while I'm coming over to get the bricks. I did put a waypoint, right? Yep, I just can't see it. Might be blocked by the up arrow over there. Check for those things. Don't want any damage right now. Damage the trucks well enough on my own. I don't need barriers to damage them. I love this truck. It's not as powerful as the other one. The other one runs better, but the other one really lacks in fuel. The only thing I really don't like about this truck is the fact that when the car goes in it, it's balanced on that rear drive axle. If they would move this up a little bit, and you know, now that I think about it, maybe it's because of the spare tire. But if that was moved up a little bit, I'd be happy about that. Right now it makes the front end a little bit light going up hills. Alright, so let's pull in straight so that we don't block. Loading platform. And I'm not sure what's going to load it. Way over there. Okay. So now we know. Go to our crane mode. Pick these bad boys up. Should not have an issue, it's not that heavy. And we'll pack it down because it requires it. To load the next one. Still don't like that part. But it is what it is. And pack it. Restore my crane, and we're out of here. Where's that other? I don't know about going up there and getting that and trying to take them both back. That might run me into some problems. That way. And I don't need any problems right now. So, get off there. And to my left. Yeah, so I was watching a streamer about an hour and a half ago, and I watched them for a little bit. And they were over in Alaska, and they were trying to move that big coiled rig trailer, coiled trailer semi. And they were just struggling because they're trying to use the Paystar to do it. And they had part of the stream title was "Come and Join Us." So I messaged them, told them that I had trucks, I had an hour, don't mind traveling, I want some help. And like I said, they were struggling. They were trying to get that out of there with the Paystar. And they ended up flipping it over and had to flip it back and flipped a couple more trucks trying to get it out of there. So I showed up there with the big co-op. You know how that is. Basically had no problem whatsoever pulling it out. Keep them interested in the game. Keeping driving forward to get that truck. It was fun. I actually have never pulled that coil trailer out of there with the co-log. I think it was a coil trailer. I don't know, I just hooked up to it and took off. Yeah, because I'm going to have to go around. I should have went the other way. It would have been faster. I actually thought the road was over on my right here. But it is further the other way. Which is okay, it's a nice night for a drive. Ah, I forgot to follow those guys. That's alright, I'm sure they'll be on again. I will find them. Half tempted to go it that way, but yeah, I'll wait. I think I'm gonna take the other co-log. I mean, the other Asinov over to get the other bricks. Haven't driven it for a while. And I like that one. It's faster. Smaller fuel tank, but it's faster. So I had to cut my stream off earlier today. So we had a simulator went down and I had to go in and fix it. Got it all fixed up and working the way it should. Sometimes the simulators just decide they're not going to work and you've got to play with them, pat them, call them a nice pretty computer, and they start working again. If that fails, you kick them. I didn't have to resort to kicking it. And I was getting ready to leave the house, and my wife texted me and said, don't forget about the stuff for the Goodwill and the stuff for the canned food drive, and to do this and do that and do the other thing. I'm like, I'm on vacation. I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. And I picked up the stuff for the Goodwill and the canned food drive and ran 2 more errands. Happy wife means I don't get my throat slit at night. I'm a fairly sound sleeper. I do have my little buddy to protect me. But he'd just roll over, meow, and go back to sleep. Alright. That's 2 out of 6. And I'm going to leave this truck up here because it can do the next one, because I think the next one is up this way somewhere. Turned around. Bumping into everything. stay asleep. Alright, back to the garage. And where are you at? You're here somewhere. Oh man, for a second there I thought maybe it disappeared too. I didn't notice it. So I helped those guys out today for about an hour, did a couple of missions with them. And they were doing other missions and ended up with $11,000 for an hour's work. So that will help on my quest to buy my trucks now. Need to do more of that. Still a little iffy on all of this streaming and joining people's parties and stuff like that. I need to research it more. Now, see with this one, even though everything sits further back, center is between the two rear drive axles. A lot more stability. I wish this truck had the fuel tank the other one does. That would be nice. But then it would be easy. And we are not about the easy way. Windshield wipers don't work. That would be a cool feature though. Have the windshield wipers actually wiping the windows. It's almost like you're in a enclosed motorboat. I've had to cross swollen streams before in military vehicles. It's not as fun as it looks. Not as fun as you think it would be. You never know when you're going to lose traction and get swept away. That kind of sucks. What was that mission? Where did it take me? Because with this truck I can pull it. I think I can pull it, right? Can I hook to you? No. Conflict with attachments. I can pull it. Opening the warehouse, okay. But I'll just send something else after. Arrows pointing me that way. So if the arrow says it, that's where we'll go. I'm trying to use those more often. I've pretty much been ignoring them. So I have also made plans for my workspace. My daughter's moving out. For some reason, she wanted the smallest bedroom in the house. So that's the one she got. And now that she's moving out, I am going to turn that into, tell my wife it's going to be my studio. But a place to put my desk, get it out of my bedroom, and set some stuff up. Somebody at work asked me if somebody asked me if I do camera on my live stream. I'm like, you know, it's bad enough that they have to listen to it. Definitely don't want to see me. Might scare people. Alright, cargo management, loading platform, and where'd you go? Oh, there you go. This side. Do that. Crane will reach. And anchors. The crane mode. Slow moving beast. Harvest. I don't know. And pack her down. One more manual loading. Oh, manual loading. So let's unblock it. How about now? That's the tip. And so much for somebody's house. It's not my fault. I'm doing what I'm told. I watched on YouTube last night. For some reason, I clicked on a video about a guy that he had went to Florida to recover from knee or ankle surgery. I think it was knee surgery. And when he got back home, I don't even remember what state it was in, but when he got back home, he found that the town had bulldozed his house because he did not mow the grass. Oh, I would have been so mad. Somebody would have paid for that. Now the town's giving him crap about saying his house was abandoned, so they tore it down. It was an eyesore, and it just needed the grass cut. Hadn't been cut for a couple of months. Well, that sounds like my neighbors around here. Maybe I'll catch them at work and tear their house down. I had one neighbor, they rented the place next to mine. And I think the year before last, he cut the grass twice all year. And we ended up with chiggers in the yard and found a snake in the yard. And it was just mainly because he didn't cut his grass. All the way out there. Whoa, come back here. There. But now we've got new neighbors. And they seem to keep the grass cut pretty good. So thankful for that. But that set me off on something. I just started watching videos of people having problems with their houses, either for being foreclosed unfairly, current on your mortgage, and all of a sudden you get a foreclosure notice, locked out of your house, and you can't get in and get your stuff, even though you have all the receipts. And our one guy had a 2-month battle, had 3 kids. Took him 2 months to get back into his house, even though he was completely current. They had screwed up some kind of paperwork. And then others have their houses destroyed by accident. They're supposed to demolish one house and they're either on the wrong street or they demolish the neighbor's house. They leave the old abandoned, nasty looking house alone and destroy one that looks nice because they can't read the street numbers. Then they had one guy that was they were going to tear his house down, so he switched his numbers with his neighbor's house, and they tore down the neighbor's house. They got the right numbers, but it was the wrong house. But from what some of the other neighbors said, the one that was tore down was worse of an eyesore. Or you come home, find your roof is gone because some roofing company tore off all your shingles because they had the wrong address. And then they refuse to put shingles back on, but they'll give you a discount. Sounds like a scam to me. Oh, there's whiplash. This is a thirsty beast. I have to go in the garage to get some gas. Alright, rolling out again. Load number 3 and 4. Crashing. Hey, I did it. I did it twice in a row with no damage. May not be watching the right channel. And daylight is coming. So that'll be good. I can go get the other one in the daylight. See a little bit better. Man, it's too bad I can't pick up those concrete slabs that are laying around under sheds. They must be planning on doing something with them, or they put them in there so that you can do something with them that I haven't figured out yet. But it could be like the metal beams. They stick them there, you can hook to them, but they're not meant to be used. So they won't let you pull them out. Lucy, I'm home. Four of six. And metal beams. I'm gonna see if there's any metal out that way. If there is, I'll take both of these trucks. Fill you up. Do it this way, it's easier. And change back over. Move you out of the way. I don't know if I've got that. I would assume I did. Then again, you know what they say about assuming. Let's jump in here and make sure we did get this. Okay. Thought it might be mission. It's just an offloading area. Offloading of what? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Not yet. So, brick framing. Construction. You know what I forgot? I forgot to drive around these areas and see if I'd gotten all of these already. I don't know if I have. And I think go up here. Yeah, that would be the easiest way, I believe. So head that way, and I can see there's residential. Oh, residential. Never mind. I can check and see if there's any wood here. And then come out. I think that's the warehouse that I've got to do. And we'll come over here and get the brick frame. Because I think there was some metal. I think metal is here. Maybe. Because there's two places here, and if this one turns out to be reset, then it's likely that the others are too. So we'll give it a shot. Don't know until I try. And overtake you because you have a big fuel tank. I'm heading the right way. Yep. This would not be my gameplay if I didn't get lost at least once. Take a wrong turn. start calling me Wrong Way Wooten. If you don't know, it's a character that was in Gilligan's Island in one of the episodes. Wrong way was always flying the wrong way. I like Gilligan's Island. One of those shows is just fun. You really didn't have to think about it. As long as you don't try to analyze it and look for the mistakes and figure out if the professor really knew what he was doing. Just have fun and watch it. Watched a documentary on it. And I did not know that the woman that played Ginger, when she originally hired on to sign the contract to do this. Hey, how you doing, Raptor? Just talking about Gilligan's Island here. But when Ginger, the lady that played Ginger, when she first signed on, she actually thought she would be the star of the show. Was quite upset when she found out that she was not going to be the star. And I was thinking, you're signing on to a show called Gilligan's Island, and you think you're the star? No. Which is why you never saw her. She tried getting out of her contract a lot of times. So I'm doing good. And they wouldn't, she signed a contract, they wouldn't let her out. But that's why if you see any of the spin-offs, like Return to Gilligan's Island or something like that, they have a different actress playing her. I was sick one time and didn't have nothing to do. Had the flu, sitting here at the house, and couldn't really do anything, so I spent a couple of days watching. You can only watch so much on Netflix before it starts aggravating you. And I started watching all the backstories to all the shows that I knew and watched when I was a kid. Monsters, the Addams Family, Gilligan's Island. Learned a lot of interesting stuff. If you ever get a chance to watch some of that stuff, check it out. Especially if you're of my age bracket and you remember seeing those shows in black and white. It's like the Munsters were shot in black and white, and it was purely because of the cost. Studios did not want to pay the extra, it was like $6,000 an episode to shoot it in color. I remember when I was a kid, I was the remote control for my dad. I don't see any wood. So this one did not reset. So when Munsters was good, yeah. Yeah, I like the Munsters. But when Dad was ready to change the channel, we changed the channel. Yes, sir. Jump up, change the channel. And I remember when I was probably 8 or 9, 10, somewhere around in there. We lived way back out in the sticks. and it was my job to go out and turn the antenna. If you have never had to go out 8 o'clock at night in a snowstorm, turn the antenna so that you can get good reception, you haven't lived. Alright, so this might cause me a problem or two. This truck is not known for tipping, so should be alright. No problem, stayed out of the way. I think that's a warehouse we have to put together. I haven't gotten to that mission yet. Or it might be something I've tore down. Steel beams around is probably something I've tore down. Black and white TV, yes. And I'll admit, it was the Dukes of Hazzard was in their second season before I realized that the car was actually orange, because I'd never watched it in anything but black and white. So kind of dating myself. Had the big old television set sitting on the little rickety butt TV stand that if you breathed too hard around it, it fell over. Use Azov a lot. Yeah, I tend to like the trucks. It's just a good all-around vehicle. Especially in the snow. But it does not like climbing over rocks. Every vehicle has its flaws and has its kryptonite. For this one, it is going over these small rocks. Yeah, my mom used to say, we need to get a better TV stand. Get that TV off of that. It's going to fall over on one of the kids. Dad would look at her and said, yep, life lesson learned. They won't screw around with the TV. So that's where I get the life lesson learned thing. From my dad. He was of the sound mind that if you did something stupid and you got hurt, then you learned from it and you wouldn't do something stupid like that again. And sometimes it took me twice to learn it, but eventually I learned. Yeah, kids now are spoiled. I walked in the living room, it's been a few years ago, walked in the living room and my daughter who was a teenager, was watching something really stupid on TV. And I looked at her and I said, why are you watching that? And she just looked at me and said, because I can't reach the remote. You lazy little shit, get up and grab the remote. Yeah, she was watching something she totally didn't want to watch because she didn't want to get up and go 4 feet to get the remote. Okay, anchors away. And now the crank. But you know, I gotta admit, I miss those days. I miss growing up in the 70s and 80s. Just a different time. We did things differently than kids do nowadays. When I was a kid, if you didn't own a bicycle, you were just screwed. Everybody had a bike, and that's how you got around. Kids nowadays don't even have bikes. They depend on mom and dad to take them everywhere. forgot what I was doing. Yeah. Yeah, your remote was your, when you were growing up, the remote was if you could reach it with your toes. Yeah, I admit I've done that too. I have a little small, as I've said before, my house was built in 1880. So I have a draft or two in it. It hasn't been updated since the 1980s, and I've had it about 5 years now, and I'm working on it. Slowly but surely, one paycheck at a time, doing this, doing that. And the heating system in the living room is not very good. So we have an electric heater in there. A nice safe one. And my wife cannot find it's got a remote control with it. And, oh, I play on the Xbox system. Got an Xbox One. But the wife couldn't find a remote for it, and she won't use it because she won't bend over and open the door and push the button. You know, I'll put a jacket on, I'm fine. My daughter was listening to me and my brother talk about the stuff we did when we were kids. Hunting and camping all summer and riding bikes and BB wars and all the crazy stuff we did. And she looked at us and said, you know, it must have been really fun growing up in those times. I wish I could have grown up and done those kind of things. I said, yeah. I said, it really was fun. I said, you didn't have to worry about these things like the internet and cell phones and video game systems. And she looked at me and said, never mind. I remember we weren't allowed to leave the house on the weekends. We had to sit in the house on Saturdays until 10 a.m. Once it was 10 a.m. we could leave. But parents didn't want us disturbing the other families. So we'd sit there and just watch the clock. I still hate from 9:50 to 10 a.m. because that is the slowest time on the universe. Waiting on that clock to hit 10 o'clock. But when it hit 10 o'clock, we were gone. Didn't come home till dark. Drank from garden hose. Nothing like garden hose water. One of my daughter's friends came over. I got an itch. A few years ago, and she said she was thirsty, and I said, oh, look in the fridge, there's some water in there. And she looked in there, and it was like Kroger water. And she looked at me and said, do you have any better water? Yes, I do. I went out and got the garden hose. So to drink some of this. She was like, ew, no. You don't know what you're missing. Yeah, kids nowadays, they have it too easy. This is a no tipping zone. Good truck. You gotta give your vehicles encouragement. I was telling the folks the other day that I had a computer at work that wasn't working. And one of my fellow instructors, he couldn't get it working, I couldn't get it working, but when I sat down at it, I fooled with it a little bit, and then I started rubbing the top of the monitor and saying, "Good boy, you know you want to do it. That's a good boy." And then it come up, and she told me that I was stupid. And as soon as she told me that I was stupid, it came up and started working. That'd be nice to the equipment. You gotta pet them and tell them they're pretty. I'm going the right way, right? Yep. Haha. I haven't got lost yet. Well, I'm 57 minutes into the stream and haven't got lost yet. We're in the Twilight Zone. Another good series, by the way, Twilight Zone. I remember when I was a kid. They've got things on YouTube. You can look up theme songs from the TV shows back in the day. And I was bored one day, it's been a couple of months ago, and I started clicking on them and they were playing the theme songs. And I just shut my eyes, and as soon as the theme song started playing, I knew exactly what TV show it was, and if it had words, I remembered the words. And I thought that was pretty fun. Well, I am sure that that one's gone too. So I'm not gonna, yeah, I'm not gonna go up there. So if this is your first time joining, or you haven't joined and watched one of the hardcores in a couple of episodes, when they came out with the mods, I had 5 of my best trucks out on this map. And when I came onto the game and started playing, all 5 of those trucks were missing. So I don't have them, they disappeared. So I have to buy all of those trucks back again. Plus I had went around this map and picked up a bunch of the cargo. So I'd gotten bricks and I'd gotten wood and metal and put them all down at the garage. And all of that is now gone too. Where the heck am I at? Let me go that way. I'm not lost, I'm just taking a different route. I'm checking this, see if I've already gotten it, and I have. But yeah, I've lost all of that stuff, and so supplies are going to be a little scarce. And I don't know if I have enough. And things like, you know, I tore down brick houses and wood houses and metal houses. Those houses did not reappear. It didn't reset the houses. So all of that is gone. And I may end up having to go over to, luckily I hadn't, the other map, I hadn't cleared it out yet. I still have a bunch of supplies over there. I did check my other 3 playthroughs I've got going. And all the trucks that I had out of the garage were still there. This is the only one I lost anything. I even had some that had cargoes sitting around. And they were not attached, and all of that cargo is still there. It just affected this one, which is the hardcore mode. Of course it would affect this one. And I had just started the Impossibandra, so I didn't lose anything there because I didn't have anything. And I think it was Burton also lost trucks on one of his playthroughs. But you just have to drive on. Can't get mad. Do the best you can. It's an extra challenge. The whole purpose of the hardcore mode is to add some challenges. It's not easy. Yeah, you definitely need to check yours. There's been a lot of people complaining about missing trucks, and some areas that they had opened are no longer opened, or missions they had completed, they have to recomplete them again. Alright, so that one's down. I need concrete slabs. And this way. I have to orient myself. Who did I have over here? The Ford. So we'll shut you down. Let's get you out of the loading cargo area. So I did check also. Had the issue when I first started these maps, when this first came out, and I reported it to Saber, but if you went into one of these cargo zones, you could leave a truck in a cargo zone, jump to another truck on the other side of the map, and load that truck with the cargo from this cargo zone. You can't do that now, which I never did. I did it twice just to show it on my stream. But now you are not able to do that.